So, just when I thought the ex-wife of Frank Idoho, Sandra, has no, she's gone inside and longer talking about this, we hear more story. She dropped a story, and then again, reading what she had to say, does it mean that the king of malice actually lied about not putting his hands on Sandra? And also, is this karma for Sandra because this popular Yoruba adage that says "Pashot of no yawole" or lórí ceiling roof for the wife? Guys, let's dive into the story, okay?
This is super story, a life of strife and sorrows. This is super story, for good for
Hello everybody, welcome back again to my channel. My name is Wemimo and I'm also known as Thatmumof5 and also known as TMO5 Kanduko. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back. So yes, this Gilly had to come back because I thought, the severity of this case has already been trashed out, has already been discussed, with Frank Idoho, with all of that thing he said, and then his ex-wife Sandra coming out with our own obviously narrative as well as to they gave me one for the road, but before you go, give me one for the road, give me one for the road. I thought the conversation for give me one for the road was done, but then again Sandra decided that no, I have more to say. And then again, as for the men who are doing podcast is going to be the end. In fact, podcast is going to let us see the bomb of those of you who are Mr. Good Man, Mr. Nice Husband on social media. Will let us know who you actually are inside of your house, because outside you guys are dap in your tuxedos, you're all looking great and dap in your suits, doing the good husband, doing this on social media, but inside the house you now be king of malice, just like Frank Idoho. So guys, I'm going to be glancing down because I'm going to be reading the post from my laptop here. I think it's better rather than trying to read it from my mobile phone. So because obviously I'm trying to protect my eyesight. And again, as I read, I'm going to drop the screenshot of the things that Sandra posted. I'm going to read it through. She's dropped a lot of posts. While people are busy sleeping, she decided to do her own thing. So she dropped a lot of posts with evidences, proof of the panel beating. I'm going to try and blur some of those images, okay? So she did not talk, and I'm looking at the comments in the post that Tunde had not reposted. I can see Man of Prestige comments, and I'm going to screenshot it here. My paddy people, Man of Prestige said, "It's not over till it's over." Anyway, these things were obvious to me, but we don't assume, we wait. You know what? I love MOP just, if you have marital issues and you're looking for counseling, you need to reach out to Man of Prestige. I'm going to put his Instagram and Facebook and YouTube handle here. It takes one-to-one counseling, okay? So now, according to the way Tunde had not started it, Tunde had not put the image of both Frank Idoho and is he Idoho or Idoho? It puts their images together, and the caption says, "This is my story." Just when we thought the drama was over, Frank Idoho's ex-wife has come out to share her side of the story. "I will not be labeled a cheat." She explained what happened during their past relationship and also shared evidence to back up her claims. Maybe Frank Idoho should have just let that, that podcast he did when it came out, maybe he should have just let it be. Maybe he shouldn't have even come out to talk about it, because according to him, their marriage has been ended for over 2 years. So why then did he decide to bring it to social media? And then it's interesting to see lots of men saying meh, because they can't actually take what they dish out. And also I saw a post by AY saying something about women should stop clinical. Let me quickly find that post before we dive into this talk of what's it called? This talk that's we are about to dive into. So let me find that post, because I left a response there for AY in the comment section, and people actually responded to me. So the post that AY said, AY was like, I'm going to pop a screenshot. He said, we have normalized choosing sides so much that we no longer ask what truly went wrong. In the first place, should we even be choosing side? In the first place, should this drama between Sandra and Frank be out here on social media? Because at the end of the day, nobody go put their hand inside their mouth to come and vomit what he vomited out here. Like I said, their marriage has been over for how many years, but he still chose to come talk about it. What do you expect of the woman? The woman definitely has a right to come out and defend herself. Yes, we're not saying that if with all that Frank put you through, that the way out of this is by, you know, going after a small boy and asking for another one for the road. That's not the way out, because with everything that Sandra has alleged, what a woman will be thinking of is not running to the hand of the free man outside. It's running for her life. So he continued, emotional neglect is painful. Betrayal is painful too. One us should not automatically become justification for another. Maybe relationships will survive more if accountability was shared instead of outsourced. And I dropped a comment there. I said, you know what? What did I say? I said, speak to your gender. Let them stop dishing what they can't take. It's simple. If you don't want to be betrayed, then what is it again? What was that again that he said in his statement there? He said, so if you don't want to be betrayed, don't emotionally neglect somebody you claim to love, somebody who have children for you. And this could be either on the side of the man or on the side of the woman. So AY comedian, it's crazy how you are the one putting out all of this advice, because we know your own story as well. We know your own story. You're not a saint. Your ex-wife is not a saint. Nor are we saying nor am I saying that what this lady did is right, and nor am I saying that what Frank did is enough to make Sandra do what she did. But then again, it's their story. Now only them sabi waiting up inside that story. So me, I am just here to come and give you guys a tatafo. But then again, some men should not be emotionally blackmailing us on social media, because yes, this Gen Z, I am not a Gen Z, but the Gen Zs are the generation that's going to correct all of the nonsense that we have been taught, both male and female. So let's read what Sandra has to say. So she started with surviving Frank Idoho. I refuse to be tagged an unfaithful wife, a prostitute, or an ashewu, as I have been pegged these past few days. He didn't come as the most eligible bachelor. However, I loved him with all my heart and soul, against the wishes of my family, faithful to the core. He always bragged about me to his friends, colleagues, and anyone who cared to listen. Frank, you must come to equity with clean hands. You must acknowledge and take responsibility to how you led us here. I was constantly humiliated, physically abused, and traumatized. In quote, please find evidence attached. Videos day, but let's keep that one aside. I'm going to try and put some of those videos somewhere here, maybe without audio, so that you guys can follow it, okay? And then she continued, you didn't know I had your password for over 3 months, frolicking with so many women, including the one you jog with at 6 a.m. in the morning in our estate. Craziest work. Every time I asked, we jogged together. You would actually quarrel with me and storm out the house only to go romance in VGC Park. I kept quiet. You didn't know I had your passwords to your computer. I had access to back statements of your movement from lounges, bars, to hotels, to paying hookup girls, going on dates to Delboro Hotel with side chicks. Please find attached evidences of photos. She came correct. Range Rover car loan I was single-handedly paying off. I constantly found cheap lip glosses, earrings, and hairbrushes after your night out. You claimed they belonged to your married manager's girlfriend, your married manager, Toyosi Oyetuji, and she tagged the person. Would bring in various girls for you to our shared office, and anytime I asked, you would claim they are marketers. Marketers for what exactly? I kept quiet. Oh yeah, Frank, come and answer all these questions, okay? And then again, the questions with all of these things is that you were seeing proof of him doing all of these things. Why did you stay? Maybe cheating is not a deal breaker for her. Abby, let's continue. Sold my property that I bought with my hard-earned sweat for peanuts. The kitchen alone in that house cost me almost the amount you sold that house because you were desperate to do dirty December. When I realized I was livid and cost you out so bad, I was so mad at you. Please find the chats attached. If I find the chats, I'll put them here as well. You breached my privacy by audio recording me. You further dishonored me by releasing those tapes to the public. So she is saying to us now that it was Frank that released all of those videos that we saw, audios and whatever, that it was Frank who released them. Frank, come and answer this accusation. Which is so ironical because I have tapes for days on you from talking to your side chicks, including your nude bola pictures. You also get bola picture like Nora Ikeji's husband, including your bola pictures that you were being blackmailed for when you were catfished by a girl you thought you were chatting with. I stood up to the blackmailers when they contacted me to pay. I told them to go to hell and do their worst. You thanked me for standing with you. Remember? Recently, when you said you have found your soulmate in Tea with Tay podcast by Tay Mason, she tagged the person as well. I was so happy for you. At least you go come out eye for my body. When you and Amaka Okeke, she also tagged her as well. At Diary of a Lion Queen, who is a married woman, by the way, were posting yourselves up and down on social media, wearing and co for events, celebrating your birthday parties by posting each other with endearing names, bestie, and attending public events. I faced my front. I kept quiet. Find pictures attached. When she moved into our home, hanging her cheap clothes in my closet that I built with my sweat, and laying on my matrimonial bed, I kept quiet. What man would allow a woman who is not related to him in any way sleep in his matrimonial bed? It's just like me now bringing somebody that claims to be closer to my husband to come and sleep on the bed that me and my husband are benching. I feel so sad for even talking about a man I once loved, but I must, as I have young children who would one day be able to understand their mother's side in case they get bullied with online publications. I caught you at Boho with 2 Ashawus, with Ihenyi Injemanze at Richmond Wealth. She tagged the person as well, whom you were gallivanting with at the time. The girls didn't know I was your wife and made advance to fight me and my cousin. She bears me witness. You were soliciting hookup girl that charges 100k, sometimes 80k, sometimes 50k. Crazy work. And I saw cheap ones they carry. A man of who want to be a millionaire, they carry 50k only show girls. No baton. A man that I always put on every properties I acquired with my own funds with no contribution from him. A man who doesn't care, feed or provide for our kids even till date. A man who never picks his children's calls till date. A man whom I ensured made peace with his children from his previous failed marriage. You held a dumbbell and wanted to smash my face, saying, I will destroy your face so no man can ever see your beauty again. When you threatened to buy me at night, I knew this was my cue to leave and never look back. Even your sister, Sandra Idoho, agreed that she could never get married to a man like her brother and was in shock that I covered up for you all these years. But why, Sandra? Why cover up for him? It's this social mentality that men and marriage is the price that keeps women in shackles of sadness, all in the name of remaining in an unhappy marriage or relationship that saps the life out of them. As long as I'm happy with whom I am and who I am with, then that's all that matters. And if the relationship doesn't work out, we still move. Women need to hold themselves in higher esteem, to be honest. I agree. I have always lived a very private life, and I can't believe that I am here having to explain and expose myself to public scrutiny, debate, skits and AI videos. I have never cared about public perception or opinions, and it won't start now. Nobody even knew me as Frank Idoho's wife. That's to show you how much I protected myself in privacy. Well, now you know me as his ex. But anyhow, such is life. We still move. Now back to what I know how best to do: designing the most exclusive homes around the world. And then pictures of her, her bruises. I'm going to try and blur them as I put them up, okay? Videos of, wherever the girl is, she popped the image there. Videos also. And then chats. The chat I see here has a name called Emela Gema. And then it says, hello, sexy man. And then the person replied, hey. And then the person who replied, hey, in blue, I believe the blue is Frank. And the gray is whoever he was chatting with. And then he replied again, how are you today? And then the chat in the green said, "You FUCK ore. Kai Frank, I'm so livid and mad at you. I'm so mad. I can't contain myself." What is it? Is it cheating with someone you know? Someone you also know? Tell me who. Is this person a close family friend or an acquaintance? What's the aim? Is 9 years really nothing to you? I don't know now. You contacted me. So now I don't understand this conversation. I'm thinking maybe this conversation is between Sandra and the alleged side chick. The first one I just read was the side chick and Frank. Then it now looked as if Sandra has a copy of that message and she's now messaging that side chick back. That is how I am understanding this chat. But if anybody knows better, let me know in the comment section. Yes, go ahead and get a name. Then I can take you seriously. Until then, you don't have any news. And then the chat continued. You don't need to take me serious. You don't even know if it's a lie. I don't care if you also think so. But one thing is for sure. If you leave, she's going to be a better mom. Okay, Tasha? Whoever that person is. I'm trying to understand how this chat is going, but I know those of you who know how to decode will decode for us. So the chat continued. You don't need to take me serious. Okay, let's start from the Tasha. So replied, okay, and then Tasha. Her name is Natasha. I will get the other names if I can. Don't put your hopes up. The other seem mysterious. It will take time. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be harsh or nosy. You said you saw them 4 days ago on the island. Where? Doing what exactly? And she replied, VI. I saw them in a Range Rover, kissing, a black one to be exact. And then another chat. Good evening, Mr. Frank. Good evening. How are you? I'm very well, thank you. Trust you are fine too. I'm great. How's everything? Fine, thank you. I don't know why I text. I'm not trying to push my luck, but I wish we could meet again. So could this be the message between Frank and one of his alleged side chicks? I'm not understanding this chat, but my own is to carry this starter photo to come and give you guys, okay? So the chat continued. How are you? I'm very well, thank you. What will it take to see you? Your time. My time? Surely not only my time. Oh, monetary? Yes, it's understandable, but I'll still give you the same answer. Your time. When we see, the ball is in your court, okay? And then I think this message is between Frank, allegedly, and one of his side chicks named Melissa at Cafe Arsenal. I don't know if that person is still on Instagram. If they are, if I find their Instagram handle, I'll put it here. Everything that I'm saying here, no be me talking. That's why I'm putting the screenshot here, okay? I don't have money for case, and I not tell you now anything. I did not tell you guys anything. Now read, I read, okay?
No talk that I tell you, because if you talk, I go deny you 3 times like Peter for Bible. Don't call my name. I don't tell you anything. No, now you sabi.
So he said, I'm fought with this. I just want to see you. Down for anything you want. You'd be the judge of whatever you think I'm worth. You don't like my reply? I'm here. Tell me what I charge. Yes. And then the image of the girl in question, I believe, with her slipper booby. And then I'm going to pop a video here, possibly a video or a screenshot that is meant to be proof of bank transfer, because Sandra says she has proof of bank transfers that Frank made to Oloshos allegedly. So I'm going to pop them either as a screenshot or as a video she dropped. I'm going to pop them here and all of that. And then I saw a video that a certain lawyer made. The lawyer's name is Law. I think it was from a channel called Law Capital. And the lawyer was practically talking about somebody who also spoke to him, maybe asking advice on. So he says there that you cannot sue a person or use police to arrest a person for sleeping with your wife or your husband, because adultery, fornication is not a crime. The only option available to you is divorce. So that is a lawyer trying to put him understanding that no, even as it be now, you know, if you go carry police arrest Chike because Chike they the only thing out of it, or the only way out of it, is to divorce the woman, okay, or the person.
So much barrister, this same thing that is happening to Frank Idoho is happening to me at the moment. There is this boy that has been sleeping with my wife. I've confronted him severally, even threatened him to leave my wife. But he just is still doing nonsense with my wife. I've contemplated doing a lot of things to him, but I don't want to take the loss into my hand. He's the sole reason my marriage crashed. I've contemplated kidnap. Please, I can't read all these things that you wrote here so that I don't get banned. Is there anything legally I can do, like arresting him or charging him to court for damages? Well, I just sympathize with you. But unfortunately, there is nothing legally that you can do in this instance. Reason being that adultery and fornication is not a crime that can be provided for in any laws, especially in southern Nigeria, except in northern Nigeria that is being governed by the penal code, where adultery has been criminalized. So in Nigeria, in southern Nigeria, you cannot use police to arrest someone or charge the person to court for the sole reason of sleeping with your wife or your husband. There is this popular case in Oshun, I think in the 1960s, where a man sued the wife. The name of the case is Idoho versus Family. The man sued the wife for adultery, and the woman pleaded guilty, and the customary court sent the woman to jail. But the matter was appealed in the High Court, and the High Court held that there is no law that have criminalized adultery in southern Nigeria. So you cannot just send someone to jail like that. So the only available option for you in these instances, if you are here to divorce your wife, is to file for divorce, because adultery is a solid ground for divorce, as have been provided for in the Matrimonial Causes Act. So if you file for divorce, adding your wife as a respondent, and also add the guy that has been sleeping with your wife as a co-respondent. So even as the court is dissolving the marriage, the court will also award damages against the guy and against your wife in your favor for that act of adultery.
So I found something else again. Obviously, people are still writing again. Obviously, people are in the comment section cussing her out. And one thing with all of these things that Sandra has said is that obviously, after reading everything she has said, covering up for him and all of these things, why did she not leave? And I have an answer to that. Like, obviously, I have a couple of questions that I practically maybe have the answers to. One of them is, why were you covering for him? It was not providing to you in any way. It was not providing. You are pretty much the odogu. Why were you still in the marriage? And then you saw all of this proof of him carrying women, Olosho 50K, Olosho 80K, Olosho 100K. Why didn't you leave? And I think the most common answer, or the most easiest answer to this what will people say? What will the people around me say? What will family say? Oh, cheating is not cheating is not a big deal now. Men are polygamous in nature. And then some women will say, as long as he's looking after me right, he can keep doing. But in the case of Sandra here, according to what she said, that Frank was not doing anything. So again, one of the comments that I dropped in one of the posts I saw, because in a post I dropped a comment on that post. So the post also reposted these things I've just read to you, and they kind of like paraphrased something that she said. I was constantly humiliated, physically abused and traumatized. That was what Frank said. And I went under that comment section. I said, constantly abused, but you still stayed. A woman being constantly abused, I'm afraid sleeping with another man is not the go-to, but packing your bags and running for your life is what you do. And then I continued. Now the cane where he take bash the first wife. Now that same cane you serve the chop knowingly. And a part of me wants to believe that why Sandra decided not to leave and chose to do what she did was because maybe she feels guilty in a way that she maybe in a way contributed to why Frank left his first wife, Catherine. And then videos flying everywhere of where Catherine said that Frank Idoho panibited her, Frank Idoho, DV'd her. But then Frank Idoho on podcast was like, oh, I don't put my hands on women. I am the king of malice. That means that Frank lied, because his first wife, Catherine, said he put his hands on her. And now Sandra is saying the same thing with evidence everywhere. And you're practically lying. That podcast that you went to is the one that is, you should have just kept your mouth shut. Your marriage ended that many years ago, but you decided to come out to social media to talk about it. That thing that you are looking for now, you will get it. And this woman is coming to tell us that no, she did not cheat. What I'm trying to understand here, what I would actually love to know is at what stage did all of this, I'm covering for you, I'm paying the bills, I'm doing this, led her to go meet Chike, the one with the honey lace corner. What? And like I said in that comment section, if you're doing all of these things, if you're being the provider, if you're not getting the man to actually take up the responsibility, then why then did you stay? And like I said, the most simple answer is, oh, what will people say? I stayed for my children. Oh, it's not easy out there. It's cold out there. Or it's too hot out there to not be benching. Because as they are saying now, women will never bench for a very long time. They are a witch until they are being classed or called a witch. And again, in all of this, do I blame one person to the other? No, they are both at fault, because in my own opinion, if as a woman, you have to go through all that Frank did to you, and you chose to stay, it is on you. It is on you. Reason why you chose to stay. And I think, like I said earlier on, that Sandra chose to stay because maybe she felt in a way like people will say, oh, you were possibly a part of the reason why he left his first wife. So why do you want to ditch him now? And she probably stayed because what the society will say. After all, we saw a video of a Mommy Gio saying that, I'll pop a video of that Mommy Gio here. Hear what she had to say.
Don't follow a divorcee as your friend, even if it's your sister. Teach her either she reconcile with the husband or she remarry. We will tell you that men are not important, but at the same time she goes at the back. I made sample of so many single ladies, and a lot. They told me that some of them told me the truth. That is a lie. That even as they are in church, they follow men. They make up someone, open up so much to me. That's why she wants to remarry. Leave those things they are doing. Telling you that it doesn't matter who is it that the man can do. If the man is not important, why are you sleeping with the man? So stay in your own now. Stay on your own. If you say man is not important, stay on your own. And there's something people will stop. That your marriage is broken does not mean that you break another person's marriage. And you won't say, it's not somebody that took my husband. Every woman that somebody has taken your husband, the lady that took your husband is cursed in the name of Jesus. It will never be well with her. She will not eat the fruit of your labor. Cancer will ravage her. She will die a premature death. She will not live half of her days. The children will be vagabonds.
You guys hear what that Mommy Gio has to say. So hearing something like that, even though I think this Mommy Gio's video is current, anybody going or being in the same show as Sandra now, hearing the video of that Mommy Gio now, such woman will possibly decide to stay. And then again, I saw this KICAS club where people hear their views. A few of the women were like, they will not leave a cheating partner as long as the man is looking after them, is providing their needs, is this, is that they will not leave, that they will stay there. Each woman with her own cross. Each woman with her own cross. So one is saying that let him be carrying dirty yellow shoes everywhere. That as long as he's giving her all the Gucci, all the Rover, all the luxury holiday, all the Caribbean trips, that she's not going anywhere. And the other one say, let him be carrying 100 men or 100 women. She will not leave. Oh. She will not leave her husband. Oh. That what was it she said again? If I find that video, I'll put it here. Each to your own thing. Each to his own thing. But how I'm faulting Sandra is this. Like I said, if you're facing DV, if you're facing all of this emotional abuse and all of these things you have counted out that Frank put you through, running into the hands of another man is not what you should have done. I mean, it's not what a woman who's actually intelligent, a woman of your caliber, beautiful, like sophisticated, that is not what you will do. Your first instinct will be to protect yourself, your children, and what matters the most to you, not jumping into the hands of of another man. I saw a video that Kuti just shared of where apparently Frank was on the phone and she was like, yeah, I will do what I want to do. I'll put that video here.
What the hell are you doing?
What is that supposed to mean? I'm doing whatever it is I want to do.
Go away, go away.
What's that supposed to mean?
Go away.
Wait.
What the hell are you doing?
What is that supposed to mean? I'm doing whatever it is I want to do.
Go away, go away.
What's that supposed to mean?
Go away.
Wait.
What the hell are you doing?
What is that supposed to mean? I'm doing whatever.
Again, this video, I don't know the basis of it. I don't know what transpired or what was going on between them there. I'm just giving you all the further updates I've seen in regards to this case. And also as for Frank, when this story broke and I found out that Frank was once married and Sandra was his second wife, if I'm not mistaken, that was a red flag to me. That was a red flag to me. You were once married. What happened in the first marriage? And yes, men nowadays, they are proud to say, nobody divorced me. I left the marriage. I left the woman. Please, what kind of award did that give you? What kind of award did that get you? That you left the marriage. Now that everything is now coming into the open, you are a wife beater. You don't provide. You are a what? What should I even call you? Odiegbo or Odiegu. How did Igbo people call them? You are not pulling your weight. It's crazy how you don't have money, but you have money to carry your losho, to carry prostitutes. I just don't understand it. These people, both of them are at fault. And like I said, for me, I would never ever tolerate domestic violence. You put your hands on me, No second thought about it. I'm gone. I'm gone. DV first. You put your hands on me, I am gone. For maybe the women that said, hey, if you carry woman, come. One day, it would infect you with an illness you will never be able to heal. And then, you will start to be dying slowly. Riddled with looking after the children. While he will dust himself up. Even though he's only glazed koropon. Has some sort of whatever. He's still gonna be, Jaye. I won't be surprised there's already a golden girl giving Frank Idoho the best of his time. The best time of his life. I won't be surprised. But then again, should this story have actually come out to the public at all? In my own opinion, no. The relationship has ended almost 2 years. Why suddenly should it have to be out on social media? The woman has moved on. Obviously not moved on, but both of you have moved on. Frank no time say he never knock another woman since he's been separated from her. Nobody heard about what happened or the in total of what happened, but you chose to bring it out. Why now? And you expect the woman not to speak, and you wonder why women are praising Chike, and people saying that, oh, this is the end of Chike's career. You guys saw the cinema house that Chike went to, how girls are frolicking around him. You'll be surprised that any business a man does, that women are supporting him. Hey! You have the answer. Anyway, guys, my own is this. I will never tolerate a woman staying in a DV marriage. Osinachi stayed and she paid with her life. Now she's not there anymore. Her husband has been jailed. What is left of their children? If he DVs you, walk away. If he carries woman, plenty woman, carry woman, your body no fit take him, walk away. I will not say you should do the same. Even though I am of the opinion that you do me, I do you. God no go verse 50-50. And what a man can do, a woman can do better. And I know a few people don't like me saying this, but it's the reality. Because she is claiming that she was faithful to the call. And then Frank was the one who stepped out. I was also listening to a show where they said that Frank said he walked in on her and Chike. I don't know, maybe that was part of what he said in some of his voice recording, because some of those voice recordings, I just can't even waste my time to listen to a man talk like that. And the person that he was speaking to in that voice recording, what is the role of that person? Is she going to be a counselor? Is she going to counsel, or is she going to be your therapist? Because I don't know why you think another blogger whom you've confided in at the end of the day brought your voice recording to the public. What has that changed? Nothing. What has that changed? And then again, I think Sandra Nakama, remember that popular Yoruba adage, Pastor Tofin Noya Wole, O Halori Aja, Ondro de Yawo. The cane where take Catherine. Now that cane himself give you where you chop, so now you've walked away. Guys, I know this video is long and there's a lot more I still want to say. Maybe there's going to be a part 2 of this video, because again, this matter is just about starting. Like I said, I thought Sandra is no longer talking, that let Frank just be doing his own thing, but Sandra said lie. You talk, I talk back. That is what Sandra has told us, and I guess why not? Gele has to come back, because this is tea that needs to be spilled, and you guys know that I don't love tea. I drink my coffee, but I will definitely be spilling the tea. With that being said, guys, let me know what your thoughts and opinion are based on this write-up. What Sandra did, obviously with all of those things that she posted, the videos and evidence, obviously proof of DV, same thing that happened in his first marriage, even though then people thought the first woman was crazy, but then same thing repeated itself. Guys, let me know what your thoughts and opinion are as always, and if you've watched this video till now, you've not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you've not yet done so, turn on your post notifications, share this video, do not hesitate to join my membership. It's just a way of you supporting me, say that Mom5, I bad on this story where you do, yeah, take this £10, that's the way you can support me. And then do not hesitate to share, subscribe, and I'll see you again if there's further updates in regards to this story, okay? Because the one for the road has to be Ogbona Veli. I'll see you guys later, okay?
Hey, it's that mama 5, living life, feeling alive. From kids to culture, news to tea.